Hello.
I was going to say welcome back because I'm so used to us just filming and never being live. So if you're here currently, welcome, because so are
Hello. We are literally also here.
We're literally also here. I literally have my sweats on and I made myself a drink because it's Friday and it's after 5 p.m.
I'm sitting in silence by myself for the first time in weeks.
Literally ever. And we are so happy to do our first post game with you guys. We've been so excited and we keep trying to like coordinate. But listen, when you live in mountain time and the games start at 7 mountain time, then they end at 9:30, which is 11:30 for our East Coasters. And I texted Caitlin and I was like, okay, hold on. Nuggets play at 5 p.m.
Early
mountain
game.
time on Friday, which means it ends at like 7:30 for us, 9:30 for our East Coasters. We just figured that this would be the best time to do our first post game, not especially because this game could have gone very, very poorly.
It could have gone the other way at literally any point in time.
It was okay.
I was stressed about it. I'm not going to lie.
I was very stressed considering I've been dying to tell you this stat all day, Caitlin, because I don't know if you saw it.
I get to live react. I love this game.
Yes. And so does everyone else.
I love this game.
I don't know if you saw this earlier. And then if you saw it, just pretend you didn't and pretend to act really surprised.
Okay,
so
deal.
Denver is, and this is before I knew AG was going to be out. Mm-hmm. And this kind of plays into us losing against the Bucks last night. Denver is 23-9 when Jamal, AG, MPJ, or Russ, like any of those people are out, and 15-12 when fully healthy. Did you know that?
God, we're just like, we're like too good when we're healthy. So we're just like, whoa, we're a little stressed out. It's a little too good.
Well, we're too deep. The Nuggets are too deep that we don't know what to do with everybody.
Which is so good. That's actually pretty tragic.
So did you know that or no?
No, that's tragic though.
So I think Matt Moore posted it today. All of our Nuggets friends will know who that is. He's a writer for one of the random news outlets here. And Grace, one of our friends, was sharing it. And she was like, oh, that's worse than I thought. I was like, I think that's worse than everyone thought. And then it's awkward.
No, that's tragic.
Because you have a night like tonight where AG is out and the Nuggets whoop the like hottest team.
Win by 20.
The hottest team in the East. And for anyone that hasn't been paying attention to anyone but the Nuggets or their team, just to let you know, the Pistons are not the Pistons of last year or the Pistons of the year before. The Pistons already...
Or the year before. Or the year before. Or the year before.
They already have a like... better win total than the past 2 seasons combined. Okay. Monty deserves to be in jail, I think.
Prison. Straight to prison.
Straight to prison. Okay.
Yeah.
I totally think that their coach needs to be coach of the year. Like that is just,
I don't know
who else I would vote for.
No. And like, you know what? A lot of people talk about this because like, first of all, obviously Cade Cunningham, he had a great season last season, but he was fantastic on the worst team in the league. And like this season, he's just like, you know, he's really elevated himself, but like you add two really just like great vets that can really help out. And you get this new coaching staff that just like really takes every single guy on the Pistons' strengths and just like really uses it. Like all of them, I feel like are elevated to like the best of their ability, and I think they love it, and so they're playing happy and they're on a roll.
I know, like. To all of my friends that have seen me being so excited over the Pistons lately and loved that I have been so excited about the Pistons lately, do not get it twisted. For everyone that was like, ooh, the Nuggets are in trouble. No, I'm still first and foremost a Nuggets fan, always will be first and foremost a Nuggets fan. Okay. So I just want to let you know that while I love the Pistons and I will root for them every single time when they're not playing the Nuggets. Okay.
Period. Me too.
It felt really good to get this win tonight. I was so worried. Obviously, they were coming in to try and get their 9th in a row. And I actually, I feel a little bit bad. Not a lot, just a little bit.
Just a tad. They had 7 and 8 win streaks, they're fine. They'll do okay
fine.
after today.
They beat the Celtics. And then now, the Nuggets play the Celtics next. And I'm like, do we have a chance?
So you're saying there's a chance. To be fair, the Celtics looked like they came into the Pistons game not taking that seriously at all. And this is a team, the reason I was scared mostly about coming into this game is this is a sticky hands team is what I call them. Like their hands are everywhere in the passing lanes. Like they are anywhere you're passing, they're already there and they've probably gotten you to turn the ball over, which happened a shit ton tonight. Excuse my French. I love you, Nikola Jokic.
I love you so much, bestie.
So many turnovers.
Wow. The Nuggets have been, I don't know why, but it feels like after the break, it's doubled, does it not? Like the turnovers that we had, it feels like it's tripled.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's pretty embarrassing because and maybe it's like my bias for the Nuggets, but I'm like, didn't even feel like that many turnovers, and we were turning the ball over
no,
every
I felt
3
it.
possessions. Oh, see,
Listen.
I was like looking at Nikola Jokic, I'm like, he had such an inefficient night. It made me very sad. He had such an inefficient night, and he had 7 turnovers is what he ended with, right? Or was it 8?
Yeah, I don't know. It was 7 when I last checked in the third quarter, which
me too.
Isn't great, to be fair.
It was painful regardless, but
wasn't cute.
So I'm like, he was so inefficient and was turning the ball over like a
7.
beautiful maniac. Yeah, he was turning the ball over like a beautiful maniac, and I was like, it didn't even feel that bad. He's just so good. Doesn't even matter.
It wasn't even just it just felt like especially, I mean, I'm going to mainly focus on the first half. And literally the first play of the game was Asar Thompson getting in there, which I love Asar Thompson. I was texting Caitlin because Asar Thompson and Amen Thompson are the same exact build as Peyton Watson on our team, who has been out now for a couple weeks. But I found out though that they literally are the exact same build. They are all 6'7" and with a 7-foot wingspan, which is just insane. I've said this on the show a few times that Michael Porter Jr., who's 6'10" and a half, has the same wingspan as those guys. Okay. So they have really lean bodies and long arms, and Asar Thompson is just insanely active all the time. He is always disrupting everything. And so I was honestly more worried for Jamal than I ended up being in the end, because I thought he was going to be much better. Jamal actually beat him off on the dribble a couple times.
Several,
I was like, is Jamal fast? Is Jamal speedy? Is he getting to
Jamal was playing
his
his best solo game tonight. He had a couple great passes, couple great little point guard plays, but he was there for himself tonight because he knew he was hot. Yeah, that's totally fine. I was just I was so impressed with him. I mean, my whole thought on their shooting, I'm just going to say this because I feel like it's for all of our players.
Who, the Nuggets?
But yeah. But I was thinking last night, Jokic was shooting 80% and the rest of our team was shooting 30% or worse. And tonight, Jokic was shooting 30% and the rest of our team was shooting 60 to 80%. And so I was
Jokic,
you know what? They're helping out tonight.
Was paying homage to Embiid, who is now out for the season. If you did not see that news clip today, he was doing his best Embiid impression, his best. They put him at the top of the MVP ladder today. So he said, I'm going to emulate Shea. Okay, I'm going to put on the performance of my life. And that means getting
Get me to that line.
There was a point where Jokic got to the free throw line in the first quarter, which rarely happens. And he's smiling. And I texted Caitlin and I was like, I think Jokic is smiling because he got to the free throw line in the first quarter. It's insane.
Yeah, I literally, I was laughing. I sent Spencer a voice message because we were joking about it last episode. And I was like, I think I'm really starting to get into the free throw line right now.
After that TikTok, I'm really liking getting these foul calls. I really am loving it. Okay. I don't love it for all of the people that are going to cherry pick these stats from tonight.
They are going to cherry pick today for sure.
I don't love that. But back to Jamal because we're so ADD. Jamal.
Sorry about that.
We love Jamal. Jamal is such like a non-traditional point guard some days and then a traditional PG like the other days.
Totally.
Like Jamal can create, but that man loves to get himself going. Like
I was going to say,
no
when he knows
what,
he's hot.
When he knows he's hot, when he is looking to get himself going, he's looking to get himself going, which is hilarious because tonight it literally, Caitlin texted me and because we always live text during games. And she was like, I love that it's just the CB and Jokic 2-man game and then Jamal doing Jamal, but which was fine tonight. Totally fine.
Yes, it worked. It worked so well, literally. First of all, hi, Nikki in Manila. That's so cool that you're here.
I don't know where that is.
I think it's literally across the whole wide world. So that's impressive. I mean, it's 10:43 a.m. So, and then
good
hi,
morning.
David, who said hello. Yes. Yeah. Good morning. Enjoy brunch for me, please. But I just like, I loved it tonight because one thing that I always say, if you ever hear me talk about anything basketball, I always love like when people are shooting like crap. Like unfortunately Nikola Jokic was tonight. I love when they're able to impact the game anywhere else. And obviously Jokic did that tonight. He was literally everywhere. And it was so fun to watch. And like, he was just literally assisting CB all night. CB was like a finishing menace. And he was moving off ball so well that like anytime he'd cut, Nikola Jokic would see him because he has eyeballs on every part of his head. And he would just make this perfect pass. And CB was in there like swimwear. I was like, I'm so proud. It was so good. So appalled last night. It doesn't feel that long ago, or it feels longer than that, more like a century because that was the longest game of my entire life. My eye was twitching the entire time. You know how it goes. But CB, last night I was like, did CB lose his touch? Like, no, because if you don't know, all of our Nuggets fans will know that KCP was our guy that was usually out on transition a lot last year and, the year before. Love him to death. Can't make a transition lane to save his life. With CB, we have become literally the #1 transition team in the entire NBA. He has finished everything around the rim. Pause. It has been it has been beautiful though, watching like his touch around, like it's just insane. And then last game he was missing like and the game before it was like all of his usual easy layups. I was like, is he broken? And like, even like these like short jump shots CB. And push shots. Driving me nuts. I know normally he's like,
oh my
he's
God,
just, like,
driving
so
me
good
insane.
At that.
And so it was so good to see him, back to doing those back cuts, and just getting back to his game. He was, so great tonight. Again, it like cracks me up because last night no one could literally throw a ball into the ocean. As Chris Marlowe, our announcer, literally said at the beginning of the broadcast, Michael Porter Jr. could not take a pee into the ocean. I was like, period. He's not wrong.
Also same.
So it was so good to see all of our guys just getting active again. While we were getting all of our back cuts, my issue remains that I was like, you can't spell Denver Nuggets without defensive collapse at the rim. Our weak side rotations are weak AF. And we were allowing basically like what we do on the opposite side a lot of the game. I'm never going to put defensive, force in my association with the Denver Nuggets, but they were doing Denver Nuggets things.
Last thing on the list.
This is the last thing on the list. The first quarter we came out hot. We had an 18-0 run at one point, and then the second quarter was awful. They were playing super physical. The bench was tragic, to say the least, like very tragic.
The bench came out and I was just like, what happened to it? Where are we? I feel like I'm in like a different, I literally got a little scared. What happened? And then literally like the starters came back in and I was like, oh, that was scary for a minute. We're fine.
That was horrifying. It got a little chippy for a second, especially when you have like two of the most physical centers, like the two of the same guys on the team. You know, you have Isaiah Stewart on the Pistons and Jalen Duren. Nuggets lucked out, got them into early foul trouble. Thank God. That helped us, I think, immensely, because as soon as Jalen Duren
refs also helped out a little bit with with the foul trouble early.
Listen, I'm not used to getting foul calls.
I don't.
Give me my foul calls.
This.
They saw last night the 15-point discrepancy and said, "We got them tomorrow night. We're up.
It'll be fine."
But Jalen Duren, if you haven't been paying attention to the Pistons, like I'm sure some Nuggets fans don't get to watch a lot of the other games. The Pistons have been so incredible, and Jalen Duren is only like 22, but he is a beast, like an actual beast, like muscles on muscles on muscles. He's huge. So he's not someone you want to mess with. Okay. As soon as he got 3 fouls, he started being a little more hesitant at the rim. Thank God. And then Isaiah Stewart, didn't matter how many fouls he got. He was so angry the entire game.
That's Isaiah Stewart.
I love watching this Pistons team any other night of the week, like against, I still loved watching them tonight. But it was just funny, like watching him against my team. I'm like, okay, like relax. He was not having a fun time.
That now.
He was not having a fun time.
You know, I kept texting Spencer, and I was like, what are these refs doing? Like, these refs were calling the
random texts that we didn't even see. Like, what was it? Isaiah Stewart ran down the court at one point, got a tag. Jalen Duren was sitting on the bench and got a tag. And I didn't know, we can't always hear what they say. So they might have said some things. Okay. So understandable if they did, but between Ant last night and the Minnesota game got double teed up, and he was out of there and is suspended from tonight's game. And then, it felt like they were giving a lot of texts. I mean, Michael Malone, we forgot to mention, got a tech literally within
first minute,
45 seconds.
Yes, it was literally at 11:11. I was like, make a wish. This is it. This is it for us.
Especially because I don't know if you remember, but last season when we played the Pistons was the game that Malone got teed up, double teched and thrown out, and then Jokic joined him.
Up. I did not. Yes, that was that game.
You remember?
Huh?
I forgot about it. DNVR had posted about it. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that game. I forgot it was against the Pistons.
Hilarious.
I was like,
I did too. I didn't remember it was against the Pistons.
I was like, why did y'all get, and we ended up winning, but I was like, why did y'all get thrown out against the team that had 7 wins last year? God bless them.
Literally. God bless them. I'm like, you're wasting your anger, my dear.
I do want to say, we had a Pistons person in here saying that they were a Pistons fan, that they were in here. And I just want to say, this Pistons team, luckily, has shown, how great they are this season. They're so fun to watch. Their chemistry, they all try so hard on both. Asar Thompson, I'm obsessed with. I'm trying to. I texted Caitlin last night. I was like, do you think the Nuggets could just absorb some of the Pistons team? Shout out Malik Beasley. He went off. He immediately came in the game and hit 3 triples back to back to back, essentially. And he was not going to be stopped. So that was
he's been
amazing.
So good.
Former Nugget. Yes. Shout out former Nugget. He's been
I was
so
going to
great
say Malik Beasley in his Steph Curry era, and I'm loving it. I have so much fun watching this team too.
I need to find that stat that I shared with you. Okay. I shared this with Caitlin on the last episode. So if you're new here or you didn't get to watch the last episode, of 22 players taking at least 8 threes in a game, Malik Beasley is number 1 in 3-point percentage. Only one player in NBA history has hit 42% of threes while attempting at least 11 per 36 minutes. And that was Steph Curry, who's done it 5 times. If Malik Beasley holds his percentage, he will join him, which is insane. Literally insane.
I'll have to get a Malik Beasley jersey just for it. Just for the fact.
I'm not going to lie. I was kind of looking. I was like, I kind of need a Pistons jersey. I feel better about buying it tonight, knowing that we beat them. The Nuggets beat them. But I really do love watching this Pistons team. I love how much fun they have and how much they root for each other. The defensive effort, I will say this is probably the best Nuggets defensive effort I've seen this season, maybe.
I would agree. I would say that. Yeah, no, I was going to say I would totally agree. I mean, I just feel like too last night, and we talked about this last night, this team just looked like I almost feel, which is weird. I almost feel like we literally were like saving our energy. I know. I almost feel like we were saving our energy for this game. Yeah, like they didn't care. And like right out of the gates, like immediately this game, I was like, this is a different game. This is a different team. Like this is not the Nuggets team from yesterday. They are, I can't hear myself. They are, sorry about that. They came out and they just had so much more. Like Jamal wasn't like fluff, like just walking around like this, just like lollygagging. He was actually going a little faster than a jog. I was like, whoa, chill. Okay, you're sprinting.
Jokic was blocking.
Big blocks for the king.
And then, while we're talking about Zeke Nnaji.
One more time for me.
As we are talking about defense, thank you. Let's mention, I can speak English. Thank you. Zeke Nnaji. I was trying to bring up the fact that one of our friends came on here to say, let's talk about Zeke Nnaji because he had an amazing night. Oh my gosh. Our DNVR regular. Hello, Cedric. It's so glad to have you on our first post game. But yeah, Zeke
Best day.
If you would have literally shown me some of my tweets and anything, seeing me text Caitlin and saying, why isn't Zeke... If you would have seen me if you would have shown me 4 months ago, me texting Caitlin saying, why isn't Zeke Nnaji back in? I would have had a stroke, I fear. I absolutely would have had a stroke because that man was everywhere tonight on defense. I'm so sorry, but he locked, if we still have Pistons fans in here, locked Cade's ass up. I love Cade Cunningham. In the half, Cade had like 1.1 rebound. And of course, look, this is how many notes I take during a game because I write down every thought I have. That was 3 quarters.
Love you. I'm so impressed with you.
Thanks, twin. But yeah, I think Cade had like 1.1 rebound, like a couple assists. I was shook. Zeke made him a non-factor tonight, and that was so important for us because again, if we would have lost tonight, we would have been the 5th seed.
Yes. No. He was like, I'm so impressed with just like the fact that like, I love stay ready guys. Like I love guys that are just like ready to go. Like when you finally give them, their minutes, they come out and like they do something with that opportunity. And he did something with his opportunity and has been given more opportunities. I mean, he started tonight. And he was amazing. Shook. Like defensively, I'm like watching guys like back up into him. Like they're like posting him up and he's playing like badass post defense too. And I'm like, who is this man?
Thank God. I'm like, I don't need you to. And then he was hitting some threes. I was like, I don't even need you to hit any shots because, CB had it going. Michael finally had it going. We'll get to him in a little bit. Jamal had it going. And then, Yoke was our beautiful free throw merchant of the night.
Yum.
Yummy. If there's anything tragic happening in the NBA, no, Caitlin and I have texted each other. Ooh, yummy.
Like twice a day. Yeah. Delicious. I'll have it for breakfast.
Yeah, but Zeke Nnaji has been so good. And I was actually talking, because Caitlin and I never stopped talking ball, and we were talking a little bit earlier, just talking about like the team, especially after last night and how apathetic they looked and like all those things. And it was so miserable because, that like so the team yesterday looked like early round exits. Okay. And I was telling Caitlin, I was like, Zeke really, we were upset that Zeke didn't get back in last night because Zeke was, I think, like the only positive yesterday. He was like a positive
Genuinely.
7 out of everyone, which we try and give a grain of salt with, plus minuses, but sometimes they do matter. And Zeke was just like working his ass off, like to show that he deserves to be there. And he, from beginning of season where you saw him go in and pull a Julian Strother where he's committed 3 fouls in maybe a minute, the past few games and even tonight, like he is just playing good defense and not fouling as much, that like a foul here and there, but as a good defender does. Like it was just so refreshing to watch.
Just it was genuinely like clean, good defense. Like he stayed on his feet. He was quick. He was smart with his hands. He had his hands up. Are you laughing at what Danielle said? I know, me too. Sorry, Danielle. Love you so much.
Are like telepathic. We love you, Danielle, so much. And you know I love your team and I will root for them any other night but tonight.
Every day.
I love you so much. That's our resident Detroit fan. So sorry. But not.
We love her. It's so funny. I don't know. Like I'm so proud of Zeke. Like I said, there's nothing better to me than seeing an underdog win and seeing Zeke get these minutes and be good at it. Is seeing an underdog win. Like
not getting benched.
He's doing so good.
And before I listen.
Real quick, Nate Dog 307. Pause. I'm sorry. Defense, not clean. Defense. My bad. Sorry. Keep going. He said clean, good D. And I said defense. Defense.
Yes. Clean, good defense. God bless him. Thank God for Zeke Nnaji. Listen, I'm not going to lie. Cedric asked if we will use him in the playoffs. I honestly, would I have ever thought so before? It seems like Malone's giving him more time, honestly, because we need that defensive presence so much that I'm honestly thinking that Malone is giving him these minutes to see if he can, break that circle of trust. The circle of trust was small last year. And I don't know why.
Small. One mistake and you were out with Malone.
I don't know why Julian Strother is in that circle of trust so hard. I love you, Julian. You're like Caitlin and I call like all of our little young guys like all across the league, like our little young wizards. PY and Julian, Caitlin if they have a good game, we're taking them to Dairy Queen. They're going to Disney World. We're
straight to Dairy Queen for some freaking ice cream. Yeah, in the back of the minivan.
In the back of our minivan, we feel like they're moms. But Julian has been so bad on defense, and like, God bless, that's all we really need right now. Like, it's genuinely the fact that we have been in the 2 seed behind OKC, who has probably like 3 or 4 of the best defenders in the league, and I can't even name one elite defender on our team because there isn't one. We have like okay defenders, like CB. Okay to good, and then Russell
P. Watt on like a hot
plays.
Night. Yeah,
P.
Russell
Watt,
will
but
make
he's
plays.
been out. P. Watt is getting there. He's so young, but he's getting there. He's going to be, to me, an Asar Thompson for us, like 100. I mean, again, they have the same body, like literally the same body.
Yes, he needs to he's someone that like you look at and he's got like the raw talent and like the ability to be absolutely incredible. He just needs to like tweak it, make it a little better. Yeah.
But listen, so putting Julian Strother on, like when we just need defense, y'all. And like Zeke has shown that he is the only person who will go out there and play it. And he's like actually being a little bit of he's clearly not a 5, but he will protect the rim. And I am here for it because we love Jokic to death. Yeah. He does literally everything else for us. Defensive rebounds, steals, like, God, this is not a knock against Jokic, but that's not his game. He is not our amazing rim protector. So God bless him, but we need someone that's going to get in and guard in the post. And Zeke Nnaji's been doing that. I love it.
Yeah. I'll take him at our 4. And speaking of this, I see Sammy G was just asking, what do we do with AG, y'all? I love AG so much. He has been struggling. Did the Celtics lose?
No, they didn't.
They were doing so well. Stop.
I think are they talking about the Pistons? Come on, they could be talking about the Pistons. I don't think that game's over.
Yeah, they said Celtics really blew that. Yeah.
123 to 116. Okay, y'all, if you didn't know, because I wrote it down to talk when we get to Around the Association, because Caitlin and I are always all over the place. So God bless you for listening to our scattered thoughts. Boston started that game they played the Cavs tonight. I think this is their 3rd matchup. I think they still have one more on a 25-3 run in the first quarter. And then it was down to like 10.5. And wow, Cavs beat them 123 to 116.
Wow.
That's back.
I'm going to have to go back and watch that game and see what happened. I mean, that's like, they were up so much.
Okay,
at one point.
KP
That's like
and
a 30.
Drew.
Oh, that's so true. And didn't Jaylen Brown not play either? Oh, he did play. Oh, he was questionable.
He was out last game.
Yeah, and he was questionable, I think, before. Okay, cool. So he played. Thank God. I mean, he had a great game. It looks like 37 points.
Back
5
to
rebounds,
AG.
2 assists. That sucks. Yeah, AG, man. I love him.
He was like the only person that had a decent game against the Lakers. But if y'all weren't here in the beginning, I was talking about Denver's record it's not even just AG to me. It's almost like there's something like not clicking with the rotations because, like with either MPJ out or AG or Russ or someone, like our record is stellar. And then it's like almost at 500 when we're fully healthy, which is odd. So I don't know if that's like a coaching problem, like not figuring out the rotations to like best, because you've seen how like people like the Kings who were winning like 5 in a row at home, and then they get a new coach who's switching up the rotations and suddenly it's amazing. And to be fair, like I love Michael Malone most nights, but against the Lakers, like we were like trying to come up with conspiracy theories because we didn't understand how the man didn't come up with one single adjustment.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like, and I love AG. He has struggled this year besides like that game against the Lakers. Like, to be fair, he's been injured most of the year. He hasn't been, playing his typical role. And we talked about this earlier in the year because not having KCP, who was like KCP and CB, are completely different players. Okay. KCP was a 3-point shooting threat. He was our 3-and-D guy. He helped with our spacing so much. And just the way our team is this year, it's not really allowing Aaron Gordon to be what he has been for the Nuggets in the past.
For sure. And I think that's why he got a shot.
In the dunker role. Yeah. So it's just, I think, been awkward for him. Like, it's almost like CB has been doing more of what AG usually does, like lurking on the baseline. And doing all that. So I just don't know. AG is Mr. Nugget. I love it. Like, we all know how much I love him. I love that man. And I don't want to like see anything, but I don't know. Like, I think maybe that Malone needs to figure out the rotations better, because you had the other night when everyone was bricking shots, it was like AG, Russ, and CB, and or something like that. Like, I don't know. I just think Malone's rotations sometimes aren't the best. And yes, Nate, AG has been on and off hurt the whole season, honestly.
Yeah, quite a bit. And he's come back from a lot of
for like a couple of games.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's come back from a lot of his injuries, like quote unquote healthy, but like every single one of us know that he isn't healthy. You can watch him and you can see that he's not fully healthy. I feel like he just has been, and I feel like that's a hard part with AG too, is that he's been in and out of the rotation so much and off the bench and then starting and then he's been out again. There's just not a lot of consistency for him. He's been going through a lot with all that this season. So I don't know. I'm really sad about it though. Like, I'm so glad that he kind of like got that shot. Like, he's been, hitting the 3 ball and stuff. But
shooting this season?
Yeah.
Holy freaking crap. Cow. When I was little,
Holy nuggets.
Listen.
That's so cool. Sorry.
When I was little, and I know my parents are watching this, I wasn't allowed to say holy cow or like holy like anything, because I don't know, it was the Baptist way anyway.
Of course.
So I'm so sorry. But
love you.
I love you. But yeah, AG's shooting has been insane compared to like when I would shiver and cringe every time he was either at the free throw line or in the corner open for a 3. You're like, well, that's a brick. To this year, like seeing him like hit 3 triples in a game, it's actually insane. It's a little insane.
There's been times where like they'll pass to AG and he's like on the corner and I'm like shoot it, and then I'm like, ew. Last year I would not have begged him to shoot.
Last year I'm like, no, don't do it. That's how I feel sometimes.
Drive.
Like, that's sometimes how I feel, because Julian like has the quickest trigger out of all the Nuggets I think in my entire life. It's like he's like Tyrese Halliburton, where he just like flings it up, and sometimes I'm like no, and then he makes it and I'm like yes, but no, like what are you doing? Oh my God,
I feel it in my soul.
We also, speaking of players that have had a rough time, we have to talk about Russ, because I love him so much.
I think my 6th man of the year campaign has ended. I think
I love him so
I
much.
think we're gone on that one.
Like, I love Russ,
been
and
rough.
I want him to get a ring so bad. I texted Caitlin in the past 10 games. Thank you, Swipe a Cam, for delivering us this nice little stat on Twitter tonight during the game. In the last 10 games, Russ has averaged 3.7 turnovers. And if you didn't know, he is definitely not passing the ball as much as like Nikola Jokic. And it's just, he's so athletic that it's almost like, it's like weird that he's so athletic at this age, like so quick, like when he's getting so much older. And
No, I'm like impressed that he's still as athletic as he
Danielle,
is.
6 man 2, Malik Beasley. Yes. In my opinion.
I'm so down for that.
Anyway, the turnovers for Russ, like, especially because Denver has been struggling with that, like, as a whole. And like tonight, when that was the thing I was worried about, I was like, okay, Pistons, they've got their sticky hands, like they're everywhere, like them, OKC, like those are the team, Houston, those are the teams that are working to get you to turn the ball over. And they were 9th in turnovers coming into tonight. Pistons were. And so it was important to take care of the ball. And Russ like was like a minus 20 most of the game.
It was so bad.
It was just, it was so rough.
I'm so sad about it. I just like,
I love him.
And
I just wanted to do well after his past few seasons.
Well, me too. And so that's actually going to be my question because, we all know I love Jordan Poole. Okay. We all know I love Jordan Poole. And Jordan Poole was someone that when he played with the Warriors, he was phenomenal as a starter. He was elevated as a starter. Literally, he was averaging like freaking 5 more points and 3 more rebounds and 2 more assists per game as a starter. Like it's one of those things. And I feel like Russ was really elevated when he was starting for a while. Somebody said Jordan Poole. Yeah, it's me.
It's obviously Caitlin.
Yes.
It's always Caitlin.
It is always me. But so I wonder, like, do you think that that's something like for Russ that like he was really elevated when he was starting? He was so good when he's starting, and then he goes back to the bench obviously after his injury, or do you think it's the injury?
I honestly, to me, I think it's the time off because, he wasn't great in our first like 5 games. And I think he really like assimilated himself into Nuggets culture and Nuggets brand of basketball and just working on feeding. And of course, like, I think it is important because he's so good at facilitating when he's with Jokic, just feeding Nikola Jokic. But I do think that he kind of got away from like playing how we play and playing how he's played for us. And even Sammy was talking about, or he just commented his defense hasn't been as good either. And I totally agree. That's like another thing. Like that was one of the things that he was doing for us when he had that amazing stretch right before the injury, just being a pest, being annoying, like bothering everyone. Exactly what Zeke Nnaji was doing tonight, disrupting things. And he just hasn't been like as active. And then he did it like once tonight where he lost the ball and then he ended up getting it back. Like he corrects his mistakes usually or tries. But even like the way that we ended the first quarter or first half, whatever, where Russ had it and was sprinting down the court and then he loses the ball. And I'm like, did you have popcorn before you got on the court? Why are your hands so slippery? Why are you always like, why is the ball always like flinging out of your hands? Like, I don't understand. Like, are you that sweaty? I love you so much, Russ, but like, God bless.
God bless Russell Westbrook. Yeah, I think, and I was going to say that like for him too, is that it's almost like that like Butterfinger kind of vibe is on both sides of the court. Like when he is on defense too, obviously he's not Butterfingers because you don't have the ball, but like he's still just like so like everywhere. Like he's
erratic.
Not as he really is like just
he's a spaz. Love him to death, but he's a spaz. For sure.
I'm like, I think like he was taking his ADHD meds before and he forgot. God bless Brooke, period. We love him.
Signed off. Yeah, it's been tough. It's been a rough watch. And, when him and Jokic have the 2-man game going, it's similar to the Jamal Jokic 2-man game. And it's, so great to watch, but I don't know if he just needs some games to remember who he's playing with. And I love him. Like, I hate all of the Russ haters. Like, I hate that for anyone. Like, I don't want anyone on the team to like have everyone being like laughing at a guy, you know, like that, because I can't imagine being the guy that was an MVP and averaged a triple-double, and now everyone is like mean. So I really love Russell, and I just wish he would kind of like rein it in and control it. I'm gonna answer Cedric's question though. He asked if
please do. I'm just crying about Russell Westbrook being
we can win the chip, and I actually want to hear your like genuine, serious thoughts on it after I go, Caitlin. Can we? Yes. With Nikola Jokic and the team I saw tonight, absolutely. My thing is the team is so dang inconsistent. It's baffling how the team will come out like one night and look again, like against the Bucks, a winnable game. Dame didn't go off. Like it wasn't a game where you were like, oh, well, like the Bucks just came ready to play. Like they didn't look great. We easily could have won that game. So it's just like tonight,
that one was a dropped game for us. Like
a dropped game. Mm-hmm. But it's like, and the Lakers, they didn't make any adjustment. It was just weird. But then, and I said last night, or I tweeted about it after the game, I was like, I haven't seen us actually play, like rise to the occasion on defense. Like I need to see for me to have full faith. Tonight, I fully believe we did. And I know it's the Pistons, but again, it's not the Pistons of last year. Like they are the hottest team.
They're a genuinely good team.
They're a genuinely good team. They beat the Celtics. They were on an 8-game win streak. So like, and it was at home. They've had an amazing, even Jason Tatum talked about the crowd. Like it's a crowd he hasn't even experienced yet. Okay. So I'm not discrediting that. So it was really good to see them play defense. It just really frustrates me how on and off they are. And, like it reminded me of when we lost by like 40 or whatever to the Timberwolves in game 3 or 4 or whatever.
I think,
4, I can't remember. Game 3.
It sucked,
6,
whatever
game
it was.
6, who even knows? I think it was like game 6, actually. I don't even know. But anyway, it's like, in the past seasons where like we know the Nuggets can turn on the defense, like even though we've never been like the best defensive team. So can the Nuggets technically? Yeah, you have Nikola Jokic, and tonight they showed that they could, but it's like, do they want it bad enough? Like that's my confusion, because if they play like they did tonight every single night, I'm like, oh yeah, like of course the Nuggets like can win a championship. But they've been so inconsistent. I don't know like how to decide if like the streaky shooting, I'm like, Michael Porter Jr., can we trust him? Like he was good in the Lakers series and then he disappeared in the Timberwolves series. Like he was struggling in the finals when we won the championship. And, we just had so much struggling like in the games that we lose badly to good teams that it's hard for me to like buy in 100% to like, oh yeah, like we're going to win the chip this year. So I'm struggling. Like I know we could, but it's hard. It's hard for me to buy in right now.
We just have the same mind about this stuff, because you literally said like just about exactly what I was thinking. Because I was literally talking about earlier. I'm like, I know we have the ability, because my first thought also as a Warriors fan is that like my biggest fear like for the Warriors is that the Nuggets end up 3rd and the Warriors end up 6th, because we're screwed. Like the Warriors are, not the Nuggets, because the Warriors don't have a big Jokic will eat up their guys all day. Yeah. Draymond Green talks about all the time, like, I do my best against Nikola Jokic. You can't do anything on that guy.
I love those guys where they're like, you pray. You
try your best. You just do your best. Just like he's like, I think I played great defense and Jokic just scored on me the whole game. Like, there's not much you can do. But so I think like for me, and the inconsistency is what gets me, and that's my only like hesitancy besides our defense, because my whole thought is that when our offense is offensing, like we could literally score 150 and we'd be fine as long as the other team scored 149 or below. But like if we're off offensively one night, we don't have defense to save our asses. Like I think that's one of the reasons that OKC has been so good this season is because even if they have really crappy offensive nights,
they
like
have like 4 to 5 elite defenders on the other end, like stopping the other team from getting a shot when they missed.
Yes, they're like the guys that, like, if they're having a crappy offensive night, they can score 95 in a game and hold another team to 90. We don't have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
Like, in order to win, we have to be on offensively, or we have to be completely bought in defensively. And I just don't think that our guys like do that enough. You know, like you said, like I haven't seen them fully buy in.
And I just hate
don't
that
know.
they're lazy because, you know, it just bothers me because when you see like a night like tonight, you know that they can do it. And so like it bothers me. And I think it bothers every fan with their own team. Like when you're playing a national game, like the Lakers last night with the Bucks, it seems like they don't care like we care. And like you're playing the Lakers for, you know, like a 10-game win streak that they've never had under Mike Malone or with Jokic. And you just like don't make it like, I just don't understand. And like, I understand like conserving your energy. That's what they always say. And to be fair, the year that we won the championship, I think they said that we were like middle of the pack, like 10th through 12th or 10th through 15th, one of those. Like, I don't want to say the wrong seed. We were like bottom tier in defense. And then in the playoffs, they bring it up. So like there's things like the Nuggets that you can't plan against. Like you can't plan against Jamal Murray in the playoffs. I do believe that last year in the playoffs, Jamal Murray was not healthy. And that was half the reason because fortunately, Jokic with Jamal playing playoff Jamal can carry us when everyone else sucks.
That is 1,000%
Thank
true.
God.
Yes.
So I fully believe that if, you know, Jamal Murray looks as good as he had, like he just looks healthy lately. Like he looks spry. He looks quick. You know, he's beating people off the dribble again, which I haven't seen in years.
He's working people on offense. It's great.
It's giving me hope for that, like knowing that they can do that and knowing tonight that they can not, you know, notch it up on defense. But you have to remember, like, who wants it more? Like you have people that come in like the Lakers on last weekend, like they wanted that. They, you know, their coach said he hadn't slept in 3 days or something. And sometimes I wish Michael Malone would come on saying I haven't slept in 3 days.
I actually haven't slept.
So I know there's like times where like they're trying to conserve Jokic and they're trying to conserve energy so they like wouldn't matter. But like I need the Nuggets to come away with at least the 2 seed. Like, you know, I know the 1 seed is not happening. I'm not delusional, but I just need them, if they're gonna do anything, like to come away with the 2 seed, but still be able to rest Jokic. And I feel like that's not too much to ask if they would just like put their hearts into it every night, like the Pistons have been. Like you see them putting in like their dogs through, like in and out
every night. They're literally fighting every game. Like they're all the way in every game. Like where last night,
they're bought in on both sides of the floor.
Yes, completely. And it's like every single night. Like for us, you know, like you even have I'm so mean, but do you remember that post that was like, it was Bradley Beal, Tobias Harris, Klay Thompson. Who was the other fourth washed guy that was on there, like injury prone? It was no. It was like, it was like these 4 guys that are like older that everyone says are washed, you know, those types of guys. And they were like, one's gotta go. And I was like, it should be one's gotta stay. Like that one's probably a harder choice. But you know what? Tobias Harris, he has been brought back alive by this Pistons
Shout out to
team.
him, man. We talked about this last episode, but like, you know, I don't like the Sixers, and he basically got like shipped off from the Sixers, you know, a team that they probably thought like even I know y'all can pull up receipts. I said in the off season when we were talking about the trades, when we were doing our early predictions in the summer, I'm not going to lie. I said and I quote, that this was the 76ers best chance to win with all the talent they had.
Me too.
And so I was like, oh, that sucks for, you know, Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris has come in and like been amazing. And then the Pistons have been amazing too. So I'm like, it's almost like he got lucky because, you know, 76ers are obviously not going anywhere, especially now that Joel Embiid is officially out. I mean, he's been out most of the time anyway.
I wish they would have called it earlier.
I mean, I feel bad for Tyrese Maxey because he's a Kentucky guy and I do like him. But God bless. Yeah.
I'm like honestly upset that they didn't give Tyrese Maxey a pity all-star. I'm like, this man has been just absolutely carrying Philadelphia. Just mentally and
I know,
physically.
but then he was injured for a little bit too. I think that's
He
why.
was.
And then
It was like
if
it
you're
was
not
for
gonna
like
give
5
Trae
weeks
Young
in the
the
beginning.
All-Star. Yeah, you can't really give Tyrese Maxey the All-Star. Well, even he missed though. Like I think recently sometime. Like I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't really pay attention to Philly games that much. Shocker. Out of all the games, because again, Caitlin and I do watch a majority of the games. But if there's gonna be a game that I'm gonna choose not to watch, it's probably gonna be a terrible Eastern Conference team and Philly. Like, so sorry. But
The Hornets with the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, that's a tragedy. The last person I want to talk about, and then we should talk a little around the association, was thank God Michael Porter Jr. made some shots tonight. Thank God. God bless him.
I think last night watching our team shoot, I literally was like,
y'all know my eye twitch.
I literally was like, please.
This was me the whole night. I was like,
end it.
And I got off early last night. So I was like, oh my gosh, like we have an East Coast road trip, which is hard when you're in mountain time because I don't usually get done working till like 6:30. So I was off early. I'm like, oh, I'm set for the game. I'm ready. And then I was like, this is what you give me? This is what you give me.
That's the kind of effort you're going to give me.
I have to watch Kyle Kuzma hoops and the Nuggets miss every shot that they take. Cool. Sick. Great.
On Helen Keller's TV and cable, they are going to just absolutely brick shots all night. That is so unfair.
They missed, I wrote it down. I think they missed 16 or 19 layups. It was one of those teens.
Ew, stop.
Oh, God bless them.
Stop. That's literally me. Yeah. If you don't know this, when I played basketball, I was a catch and shoot girly pop. I literally just put me on the wing and let me shoot all day.
Never swing the rock. Rios.
Yes, exactly. And every single time that I would get the ball, like literally, I one time got a standing ovation for dribbling. And I also never made a single lay. Yeah, I wish I was joking. My coach literally hugged me after the game and was like, "You were the
Michael Porter Jr. of your team." God bless you.
I was, but I was a consistent queen. Okay, like threes all day. I'm just kidding, but like literally, I never made a layup.
I was
so
on
they're
my
just doing their best
B
Caitlin
team.
impression. Honestly. That's my girl.
I was on my 5th grade B team for basketball, just in case you didn't know. And I was so terrified whenever I would get the ball that I would immediately pass because that was too much stage fright for me. I didn't need any of that pressure.
Straight to the hoop for me.
To be fair, the coach's daughter, who was like 6 foot in 5th grade, she asked me in 6th grade if I was playing again the next year. Like she was just asking, and I was like, oh, they need me.
They want me back. When's my audition?
They're asking me if I play again.
When is it?
They're begging me to be in the game. I don't even know. I'd have to ask my mom. She probably doesn't even remember a single basketball game. I don't even know if I made a single shot in my one season as a basketball player. I'm much better at watching the game, to be fair.
Me too. Me too. That's hilarious. I cannot.
I'm not a hooper. I'm a dancer and a cheerleader and a watcher and an analyzer.
You were pretty darn good at the Jamal Murray fadeaway, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah. Okay. So when I was with Caitlin for like a week during Christmas, when we went to the, my mom said I don't recall seeing.
She said didn't see a single one. Didn't put any up here. Not for you, honey.
Except
not for
when
you.
I was cheering. Okay. That's funny.
Amazing.
Yeah, no. Caitlin and I were like messing around with her basketball hoop during Christmas, and it was funny because I kept like messing around because I kept bricking shots anyway. And so finally, I was like, I'm gonna pull a Jamal Murray and do his like little like turn around and then like fade like his little like midi too. And then I made like all of them.
Every single one.
I was like, maybe Jamal's onto something. Like
maybe he knows what he's talking about.
maybe he's on something. Okay, back to Michael Porter Jr. though. God bless him. He had, I don't know what he was doing last night. That man was throwing up everything. I think he had the most shot attempts of the team, which like rarely happens. I don't know what he was doing. He was 5 for 22.
Yeah, well, and let's talk. Evan says, is it time to slander Kyle Kuzma? Yeah, we can slander Kyle Kuzma. How the heck did the Denver Nuggets allow Kyle Kuzma to have the statistics that he did yesterday? How did they allow him to put up so many numbers?
I hate Kyle Kuzma. Yeah, Michael Porter Jr. last night was a team worst, minus 20, 22.7%, 5 for 22.
Delicious.
Everyone last night decided that it was their night to get going, but none of them were making anything. Blew my mind because Jokic finished with 32, 14, and 10. And I was like, that's, wouldn't it be silly? Like, wouldn't it be so silly if we passed to the 3-time MVP, maybe almost 4-time, that has 32 points and he was 13 of 16 from the field? That'd be so silly. Instead, no, Michael, Jamal, and CB said, it's my time to call my number. It's my time.
Every possession, I was like, no, stop dribbling, stop stepping back, stop shooting shots over defenders. Like, yes, I'm like, every single time any of them got the ball, and I'm like, Jokic is standing there, like posting up, his arms up, like he's asking for the ball, and they'd be like, what? I don't see the guy in the paint.
I'm doing a jump back, step back, midi.
Brick. And I was like, literally, you have 3-time MVP Nikola Jokic just ready for the ball in the paint. His arms up. He's like, here I am, guys. I'm ready to take on this loser. Give me the ball. And they were like, no. This is 1v1, my guy. This is 1v1.
I love, like, my joke with Jamal is when he's like having an off night or like a selfish night, like there's nothing Jamal loves more than to dribble. Like, he'll be getting double teamed, right? And instead of passing,
dribbling for 20 minutes,
he will dribble literally for 23 seconds and then put up the worst shot you've ever seen in your life. And I'm like, somebody bench this man. Like, I love him, but like, I told Caitlin last night because I was like, can we just absorb the Pistons? And I was like, I love Cade, but like, I was like, I hate that I have to say I love Jamal because I was like, he sucks, but like, he sucks for us. And
I was like, Caitlin was he's an idiot. But he's our idiot.
I was like, yeah, like, I hate Jamal, but like, then he like is Jamal, and I'm like, I love Jamal. So I would hate to see Jamal ever on another team. But shout out to MPJ tonight. He finished 28-9, 1 assist. Shout out to him. He did pass the ball once.
We love a good passer.
6 or 7 from 3. Shut my ass up real quick because last night I was like, oh, our elite 3-point shooter that's like 0 from 8 from 3. Someone literally
probably
poured
saw
bleach
it
down my throat. Please waterboard me with bleach because I can't take it anymore. So yeah.
Someone sent him your tweet. Someone was like, this biatch talking crap about you.
I didn't see it. I just in my head. Well, no, I didn't. I was like, our elite 3-point shooter is not elitely shooting the 3-point. God damn it.
So bad.
But yeah, let's before we say goodnight to everybody. I'm so sorry. That was such an aggressive face. The Knicks beat the Grizzlies by 1 point, which means we are back in the 2 seed. I believe. Someone can quote me if I'm wrong. Wow, by 1 point. 26 walk-off 3 by OG Anunoby.
OG, you king.
His little British ass. Okay, that's what we're going. Okay, so around the association, Blazers beat the Nets. Could care less. What?
The Grizzlies shot 12.9% from 3. 4 for 30. 4 for 31, basic. Spencer. Ow. Oh, Memphis is still the 2. Don't say that, Evan. We're going to pretend.
Memphis is still the 2 by 5. Why? I thought we were
putting up all these threes.
I'm confused because they said, wait, Evan, tell me why though, because they said we were half a game back and then we won and they lost tonight.
That should flip us.
If it doesn't update on the NBA standings until like later in the night, if that's what you're looking at. What are you looking at?
The real app has us at number 2.
Yes, we're back. We're so back.
Yep. We're a half game ahead.
Sunday. Anyway, okay.
So true.
So
we play the Celtics on Sunday, don't we?
Oh my God, we're gonna have to yes, we do, but we are gonna have to get off this call soon because Lakers and Clippers are playing right now, and Clippers are up by a whole 5 points. Great for us.
Ooh, we got games to watch.
But yeah, so Heat beat the Pacers. That's kind of big because Pacers have been on a run. And
who beat the Pacers? The Heat.
The Heat. You have to remember Jimmy Butler's gone. Suns are up almost 20 on the Pelicans after losing to them. What was it, last night or the night before? Y'all, the Suns have a lot to talk about.
The Suns?
They need a come to Jesus moment, a come to Phoenix moment.
I swear I was about to say that they need a come to Jesus meeting. I literally
Did you hear me though? I said come to Jesus or come to Phoenix moment.
I'm dead. No, they really do. They're, as a team, an organization, they're a hot mess. The whole thing, like literally as an LLC, Phoenix Suns LLC, they're having a hard time. They are struggling. They're all doing poorly.
They're struggling.
They need to blow
one
it
of my
up.
favorite. They need to blow it all up. God bless. Do y'all think? I'll have to ask y'all to put in the comments if you think Katie would ever come to Denver in the offseason. I don't even know what a trade package for Katie would ever look like.
He said, "I'm expensive." By the way, that's what he said. I cost
Katie
a lot. That? Yeah, he said I cost a lot.
When did he say that?
When they were talking about Katie coming to the Warriors, he went on Draymond's podcast, and they were talking about Katie coming to the. Fair. He does, yes. They were talking about.
I don't think he sets the price. Like I think the owners set the price.
Yeah, but yeah, he said he costs a lot, and that like he didn't want to get traded mid-season. He wants to.
Who does?
Wants to get traded? No one.
Could you imagine? Like Jimmy, literally their first home game was last week at the Warriors, and he said, "Now to find a place to live." I would hate my life. Like I'd be like, "Where's my stuff?" I'm a very like organized individual, and I get really upset when I can't find my thing. I'd be like, "Where's my favorite water bottle? Where are you living?" Yeah, no, that sucks.
I'd be so stressed.
Anyway, that was an hour of yapping with you guys, and it was so fun.
It was so fun. Look at me drinking water. I'll probably just go grab a Dr. Pepper.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I made a beautiful old fashioned, and I am now going to watch this Lakers and Clippers game, aka hate watch the Lakers, even though I don't like the Clippers either. But I'm going to hate watch the both of them. Can they both lose? Is that a thing?
I wish they would, because I really need the Clippers to lose for the standings, and I'm like really tired of needing the Lakers to lose for the standings for the Warriors.
Oh, okay. Well, we're focused on the Nuggets. Okay, love you so much.
We're currently at around the association in this current moment, and the Warriors are somewhere else in the association besides Denver.
But the Nuggets come first, and I don't want to hear you say otherwise. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Period.
We love you so much. If you are here and you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what you're doing. Just kidding. That was so rude. Ew.
So embarrassing for you.
It's pretty bad.
So awkward. Real awkward if you haven't subscribed by now. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, let us know, and then we'll do it again. And if you hated it, don't tell us, because we will cry.
I will cry myself to sleep. And I'll tell you about it too.
Be really defensive and then cry and tell you you're stupid. So anyway, we had so much fun. We were so glad that this game was early and that we could do this and that most people would be awake. And we're so happy that all of our European friends were up in the morning.
Thanks for being here. We love you.
Yeah, we love you guys so much. And we're so excited to have people here hanging out with us. And we want to do this more often when we can. It's probably going to be like on Fridays, because I am a menace to the world if I don't get at least 7 hours of sleep. And with the way games work out in Mountain Standard Time, that doesn't always happen. So we will try and do this soon again if you want. But, we'll probably post on Monday or Tuesday. We'll, again, as we always say, we'll look at the game schedule and see which good matchups are coming. I mean, Nuggets and Celtics are on Sunday. So depending on how that game goes, we'll have to talk about it. It's an early game, I think. Maybe
10 a.m.
Maybe we'll have to. Oh,
super
Nuggets,
early.
Did you know that Nuggets do so well with early games?
They're so bad.
They're the worst. They're literally, the game could be 1 hour earlier than usual.
No.
Worst team ever.
No.
Celtics is going to be a huge game for us. Cedric, you are 100% right. But I mean, like, going into the game, the Nuggets were like, I think the only team, and I don't sue me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we were the only team to beat them twice in the regular season last year.
Actually,
yeah, actually, guys, yeah, keep that to yourself. But we love you guys so much.
Put it in your pocket. Save it for later.
Keep the actually in your pocket and tell your mom about it. We love you so much, and we will talk to you soon. But thank you for being here.
Thanks for being here. Bye.
Good night, everybody.